Listen, you know what I'm addicted to right now? I'll tell you what addiction I have right now is. I'm addicted to neti potting right now.
You are.
I am a neti potting king.
You do
right
it
now.
morning and night now.
It feels so good.
I need to do it.
It puts. First of all, I bought a really nice neti pot. Not like so. Neti pots back 10 years ago used to be this like child's looking like
actually like teapot.
Teapot thing you pour it. I was like, this is stupid. The ones I have right now is essentially a baby bottle, like a nice tall baby bottle with a hook for the nose thing, the sprayer nose thing that screws on top, and then this like perfectly nasal fitted like seal thing, and you just flip that sucker up, and there's like a vent tube, so like the air bubbles go through it, and you just press it in,
squeeze it, and it goes through.
And it came with saline, so you put like this magnesium salt in there, mix it up.
Nice.
A little warm water, and the amount of stuff that comes. I'm sorry if this is gross to anybody who listens to it.
Sounds like satisfying.
But how good I feel, and the amount of crud that comes out.
Ugh.
It was so. I'm so into it that last night, like, but first of all, my sleep is very important to me now. Like, I got my physical done, figured out how to get better sleep, all this stuff.
Important.
Yeah, and so now I'm like, okay, can't have any more alcohol past like 7 p.m. It's gonna interfere with your sleep. Don't eat past 7.
You can't eat. You can't drink. Nothing. Yeah.
And then so last night you were out at a book club, and I went to bed at 10:30, brushed my teeth, floss, blah blah blah. Got into bed, and I'm feeling like I'm like sniffling, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, you can't. You've slept fantastic for the last 7 days. You cannot ruin this streak. So I got out of bed, hit up a neti pot, a couple of doses of that, cleaned it up, went back in, slept like a baby.
Felt great.
Slept like a baby.
I feel like I need to try it.
Neti pots are the shit. Like, I'm telling you, they are the best.
So
Kyle,
you also learned.
No, I did. You gotta hit up that
Not
pot.
yet.
You gotta hit up that pot, bro.
That pot. That NP.
Yeah, I love it, man. Especially if you do have a lot of postnasal drip.
It helps.
Or like, I guess when I was in bed, not only was I sniffing, but one of my nostrils was already occluded.
Yeah, I think that helps when you're
it
actually like clogged up.
Yeah, so if you're like, I can't breathe out of my left nostril, but on my right I can.
We should do it to our kids when they can't sleep because their nose is plugged.
Good luck. Good luck getting our kids to use a neti pot and the bidet. Good luck.
Our kids will not use a bidet.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're missing.
Yeah,
it's that bad.
It's that good.
It's that good, I guess. More for us.
More for us.
More bidet.
More warm water for us.
Well, my recommendation is you need to go see an ENT and get your tonsils.
So the tonsils are 100%. And she says
out.
You probably snore because of this. And I was like, I do snore. She's like, yeah, your tonsils are ginormous.
The weird thing is you've only snored like recently in the last few months.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Maybe my tonsils are a little bit bigger. I think one's bigger.
Especially when you got sick, they probably got bigger.
Yeah. You know what I might do after this podcast?
Get your tonsils out?
No, I might hit a neti pot. Just a quick little,
midday.
little
neti pot sesh.
Midday pick me up. That'd be nice.
Have you ever done a neti pot with somebody else?
I've never tandem
neti potted. What?
Here's what I'm actually thinking. I'm thinking is 2 neti pots, one in each nostril, and it comes out of your mouth. It comes out of your mouth.
That's a full flush out.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
You know what we used to do with kids when I was back in my previous life working as a respiratory therapist? During the winter season is where an RSV season's hot, like for kids. Upper respiratory thing for the kids. And in the hospital setting, we can't do anything. It's an infection. They have a lot of mucus running on down of it. Kids are obligatory. We're talking about neonates are like obligatory. Look at me talking like my old way.
I know. You can't even say the word.
Obligatory nasal breathers. And so they're breathing through their nose. So if you're a first time mom and your kid's like 1, there are like frequent flyers. They're like, so there's literally nothing we can do except for like suctioning all that stuff through it. So we would suction them through. We had this mechanical suctioning thing. So we actually created like, I don't remember what the pressure was, just a little sucking tool. And we'd put it in one of the kids' nostrils to suck. And then in the other nostril, we would squirt this little plastic vial of saline. So
the pink vials?
Pink vials. So one side where it's sucking and the other side is going in. And we'd call that around the world. And so essentially we're mechanically like neti potting them.
Yeah.
And,
swirling it around.
Yeah, and they scream bloody murder, but then they feel better because
it clears it up.
So neti potting is the way of life.
Well, I feel like next time Harper has a stuffed nose,
well, we don't have mechanical suction.
No, the neti pot.
Well, you can't. I mean, it's like torture. Because especially for the kids, it's gonna feel such a wild. Have you ever potted?
No, I haven't
You've
potted.
never potted? You got a pot. So
it's a weird feeling.
Because what ends up happening is people don't understand this. It's not necessarily that here's your nostril and here's the bridge of your nose and it goes around. It's not that at all. Behind the bridge of the nose is a cavity. Like it is probably the size of like, I don't know what to compare it to. Like it's maybe the size of like 2 of your fingers. It's a large area. And what ends up happening is that cavity is where all the mucus builds up. And that's the same cavity that swells up. And that's where you have the pressure sinus thing, right?
I'm thinking of a skull. Like when you see a skull, you see that
Correct.
empty
There's an empty
right
space
there.
and that's your cavity. And that's what, so when you're squeezing like a few ounces of water and it fills it up. Like a shot glass, maybe even 2 shot glasses worth of maybe a shot glass full of things. And then once it's full, it like comes out the other nostril and then some of it will go out of your mouth. Like, again, sorry if this is TMI information, but so it's
I'm sure that feels great though.
It's, I mean, if you're an adult, know what to expect with kids. They're like, what's this? Why is this filling up my brain? Yeah.
Well, maybe it's worth it. I don't know.
I've never thought I'd be so passionate about.
I know the amount of minutes we've spent talking about neti potting.
Yeah, it's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
Yeah, you don't just net, you pot.
Hey, thanks for watching our Next Door Neighbors podcast.
And be sure to capture the full episode anywhere podcasts are streamed and including our YouTube channel, Next Door Neighbors.